Means any combustible material or substance when it combines with oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide and water along with flame. For example, if we take carbon, means coal, when it combines with oxygen, it is converted into carbon dioxide gas. Oxygen is also a gas. Carbon is present in the solid state. When coal burns, CO2 gas is produced. During this reaction, heat is produced. What does it mean? These type of chemical reactions are called exothermic reactions. Your question is, what is a combustible substance? The material or the substance which will involve in the burning process. That is combustible. Best examples are coal for combustible substances, coal, petrol, not petroleum, petrol and diesel. Next, wood. Okay, some more examples. LPG. What is the meaning of LPG? Liquefied petroleum gas. Next, CNG. Compressed natural gas. In compressed natural gas, main chemical component is methane. Methane gas is present. In LPG gas, what are the main chemical components? One is butane. Another one is propane. These are hydrocarbons. Normally, when hydrocarbons burn, they give carbon dioxide and water. For example, take one example, methane. When methane gas involved in the burning or combustion, it gives carbon dioxide and water. In these reactions, what is the main observation? Heat is produced. During some chemical reactions, flame is observed, but during the burning of coal, we don't observe any flame. But when we consider petrol, diesel, wood, all these, during burning, they give flame because these substances, they vaporize, that's why they give flame. But coal does not. Coal does not vaporize, means it does not convert into gaseous form. Coal will burn just with glow. With a red glow only it will burn. That's why we don't observe during the burning of coal flame. But when petrol, diesel, kerosene, wood, LPG, CNG, these will give flame. This is the very important concept. Your condition is combustion. First, what is the meaning of mainly combustion? Combustion means it is a chemical process. Chemical process when combustible substance combines with or reacts with oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water along with heat. These combustible substances are called actually fuels. Fuels. What is the reason? When these fuels burn, they give heat. They release heat. That heat is utilized to run the vehicles. For example, if we take coal, in thermal power stations, by burning of coal, heat is produced. That heat is utilized to create the electricity. In hydroelectric power stations, what do they do? Normally, by using water, by rotating turbines, by using water, normally electricity is produced. In this thermal power stations, coal is used. On burning of coal, huge amount of heat is produced. That heat is utilized to turn liquid water into steam. When the steam will bombard with turbines, turbines will move. Turbines means like wings and not. When steam apply force on the turbines, those turbines will move or rotate. Automatically, that turbines are connected to engines, electric generators. In electric generators, electricity is produced. Next concept. Once observe in our textbook, what do you have? In our textbook, after completion of combustion, next condition. Give me duster. Pause it. To understand this, we need to take 3 wooden planks. In the first wooden plank, we need to keep some heights. And we need to place the candle which is burning. We need to close with glass beaker. Okay, next in the second case also we need to keep candle. Which one is burning? Whenever we close with glass beaker. Next in the third case also we need to close with open glass beaker. We need to cover with cardboard. Okay, in the first case we do observe combustion of candle or burning of candle will continue because from bottom side air will be supplied. What does it mean? For any combustible material to involve in the combustion, it needs air. Why air is needed? Actually, in air oxygen is present. Okay, for in the combustion oxygen is very important. Oxygen is the supporter of combustion. Okay, in the first case here air gap is present automatically. Okay, when oxygen is needed, it is supplied from bottom side of the beaker because we have kept some heights. But in the second case and third case, after keeping these glass beakers, the candle will put off or extinguish. What is the reason? On keeping, the air is not supplied, means oxygen is not supplied. Without oxygen, no combustion reaction occurs. That is main important. Okay, in combustion you should always remember oxygen is compulsory. Not only oxygen, combustible material, combustible substance or material. Okay, next to another one is this is also called fuel. Combustible material is also called fuel. Next, one more important, air is needed. Air means oxygen is needed for combustion. Oxygen is needed for combustion. Along with it needs some heat energy. It should get compulsory ignition temperature. What is the meaning of ignition temperature? All combustible materials do not burn at the same temperature. Different combustible substances will burn at different temperatures. For example, if we take petrol, diesel, they need less energy to ignite. But when we take wood, okay, they need more ignition, more heat to ignite. What is the reason? For every combustible material, it has minimum temperature to ignite. Okay, here important topic, ignition temperature. Ignition temperature means the minimum temperature at which the combustible material will burn. Okay, this is the definition of ignition temperature. Different materials have different ignition temperatures. For example, if we take petrol, diesel, kerosene, these have low ignition temperature. Low means they can easily burn. Okay, that's why they are called inflammable substances. Inflammable substances. What are inflammable substances? The combustible materials like petrol, diesel, kerosene, they have low ignition temperature. They are called inflammable substances. Okay, this is the question. Next, one more question we have. Do all substances will burn? No. Some materials will burn, some materials do not burn. We need to observe and table it in our textbook. Once check in our textbook, page number 90. We have that. First one, wood. Is it combustible or not? Is it combustible or not? Yes, it is combustible. Next column, we need to write non-combustible. We need to table it. Take your pencil and write down this. First wood. Second one is paper. Does the paper burn? Yes, it is combustible. Next, another one, iron nail. Is it combustible? Iron nail, it is a metal. At normal temperature, it does not burn. It does not burn. That's why it is not combustible. It is combustible, sorry, non-combustible material, iron nail. But iron sprinkles or iron fillings. Iron fillings means small pieces of iron. Small pieces of iron. They will ignite at very high temperature only. You are going to learn in 10th class actually. Iron pieces, small pieces of iron, they can easily ignite at very high temperature only. But at normal conditions, iron nails, iron metal do not burn. That's why it is non-combustible. Next one is kerosene oil. Kerosene oil. Does it burn or not? It is combustible. It is combustible. Next one is stone piece. Does it burn? Stone piece is non-combustible. Okay, mark like this in our textbook by using pencil. Mark it. Next, another one is yes, straw. Plastic straw. If we take plastic straw, does it burn or not? Yes, it will burn. Okay, it is also combustible. Okay. Next, some more examples. Give me just. Next example, what do you have? Charcoal. What is the meaning of charcoal? What is the main difference between coal and charcoal? Coal is obtained from earth crust. It is naturally formed. It takes over millions of years to form those natural fossil fuels, especially coal and petroleum. But if we consider charcoal, whenever we burn plants especially, or wood, whenever we burn, we get incomplete. We do observe incomplete combustion. During that incomplete combustion, okay, coal is formed. That is charcoal. Char means black. Okay, charcoal. Charcoal is also combustible. It will burn. Next, matchstick. It is very familiar to us. Matchsticks are combustible. Okay, which chemical is present in the matchsticks actually? In matchstick, nowadays, in matchsticks, red phosphorus is present. Especially when we take matchbox, on the sides we have rough surfaces. In that, red phosphorus is present. In matchstick head, antimony sulfide, potassium chlorate are present. Antimony sulfide, potassium chlorate. Whenever we struck against the whenever we struck or rub, okay, what will happen? Matchstick will ignite. Okay, that's why matchstick is combustible. Okay, last one is glass. Does the glass combustible? No, it is non-combustible. Okay, like this we need to differentiate which are combustible, which are non-combustible. Okay. Okay, next topic, how to control fire. Next topic, how to control the fire. Okay, observe here in our textbook page number 92. During extreme heat of summer, at some places dry gas catches fire from the grass. It spread to the trees and very soon the whole forest is on fire. It is difficult to control such fires. Okay, in the summer season we do observe in villages and forest areas also we do observe dry grass, okay, reaches its ignition temperature. In that conditions, it will ignite automatically. That is actually spontaneous combustion without any human intervention, without supplying of any heat energy. Some combustible materials, they will ignite, especially in the summer in the forest area we do observe. Okay, that fire is spread to the trees. Total maximum forest area will burn. That is the negative consequence. This is also natural calamity. Okay, in our India we do observe very rare, but in Australia country, in America, it is used to observe every year. Acres of land is burned. Acres of forest area will burn. Okay, due to forest fire. Okay, how to control fire? For example, if anybody catches fire, okay, how to control that fire? We need to cover with blankets. What happens whenever we cover with blanket? we should, what does it mean? Then we do cut off the oxygen supply. If we supply the oxygen, automatically combustion will go down. Okay, combustion does not occur. One more thing, for example, in any libraries or any buildings or any home, if any book is burned, any book or anything is burned or catches fire, how to control? Normally we do use water. But while cooking, if oil catches fire, what do we use? We should not use water. If we use water, what will happen? If we pour water, what will happen? Water has more density, it will go down to the oil and forms a layer. On the water, oil will float and the combustion will continue. That's why while to extinguish the flames of oil or petrol or diesel or kerosene, you should use compulsory fire extinguishers. Fire extinguishers. Did you observe? Downside we have red color cylinders. That is fire extinguishers. In fire extinguisher, dry carbon dioxide is present. Okay. In some fire extinguishers, baking soda and sulfuric acid is present. Whenever we flush the head, what will happen? Actually, acid reacts with baking soda and gives off CO2 gas. Normally, when acid reacts with baking soda, what is the chemical formula of baking soda? NaHCO3. When this baking soda reacts with acid, it gives off CO2 gas. Normally, you have learned in 7th class. When lemon juice is added to baking soda, CO2 gas is released. How to confirm that? When it is passed into the lime water turns milky. Okay? CO2 will extinguish the flame always. You should remember. CO2 will extinguish. Extinguish means put off the flame. Okay? Like that we can control the fires. Okay? Next, to understand ignition temperature, we need to do one activity. Okay, paper cup activity actually. Okay, we don't have matchstick now. Okay, we need to take paper and we need to make like cone shape. 2 paper cups we need to make like this. In the first paper cup, we don't pour any water, but in the second paper cup, we need to take water. Okay, when this paper cup, first paper cup, when it is keep in the flame of candle, it can easily burn. It catches fire, it can easily burn. But the paper cup which contain water, when it is kept on the flame of candle, it does not burn. What is the reason? The supplied energy is absorbed by water. Water will heat up. Actually, in this case, what does it mean? For combustible material, if you take for example any combustible material, if it contains water or it is wetted, tadiga unte anamata. Okay, automatically its ignition temperature is increased by the presence of water. For combustible substance, ignition temperature is increased. That's why it does not catch fire. It does not catch fire here. In this case, that is the reason. Okay. Empty paper cup has low ignition temperature when we compare with the paper cup which contain water. By the presence of water, combustible materials ignition temperature is rose or risen. Okay. What does it mean? Increased. Ignition temperature is increased. That's why they take more time to burn. When this total water is converted into steam, then only paper will burn. Up to that, this paper cup does not burn. You should remember. Okay, for example, if you take paper or anything, okay, if it is wetted, when it is immersed in water, if we keep in the flame, does it burn? Wet paper does not catch fire easily. What is the reason? By the presence of water, for combustible materials, Okay, they have more ignition temperature when we compare with dry paper. Dry paper has low ignition temperature. Okay, you should remember that point. Okay, next discussion we have firements, how to control the large amount of fires. If any fire accident is occurred in the vehicle, in the industries or schools or any building, what do? Okay, they will switch on the water hose. By using like this water hose, they will control the fires. They will control the fires. We have seen in the AV. Smoke balls also used. Smoke ball means dry ice, which is shaped in spheres. Okay, when it is thrown in the fire, what will happen? It will blast, and if more amount of CO2 is produced, if CO2 is released automatically from that place, oxygen is displaced. Without oxygen, combustion does not occur. That is the main important point. For burning of any material to involve in the combustion, oxygen is needed. Oxygen is the supporter of combustion, but CO2 does not support the combustion. Okay, you should remember that point. So later we will discuss types of combustion.